a way to get that, and your mind's going to figure out a way to make you operate that day to make that money. Because you're programming your subconscious mind, and your mind's working on it while you're asleep. All right, so now here's a good one. Ego. Does ego get in your way?
Absolutely.
How does ego get in the way?
You don't think you're good enough, or
sometimes I think it's actually the opposite. It's going to be that was a little deal. You just kind of wash it off. Maybe my little condo might be a pain in the ass. Might be this. Might be that. And I'm too good for that. I'm too busy for that. There's always something that's there.
Is ego a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes.
No, that's an appropriate answer actually. Ego is a good thing and it's a bad thing. The difference is on that balance. Is it ego or arrogance? So when you know that balance of when you're operating from ego to propel you to do something good versus I'm better than them and I'm just going to plow through this and I'm going to make them sign the listing contract and I'm going to get it sold whether they need to sell or not. That's so. But the interesting thing is I'm not a sports guy, but I am a numbers guy. So does anybody know what the highest batting average is for professional baseball? The highest of all time.
Sleeping. I can find out in a second.
You mean over a season?
No,
over. It was 403, I think it was.
I'm gonna guess 300.
No, it was Ty Cobb 403 or 402, something like that.
Yeah. So I researched this about 10 years ago. It was 36.6. So it's probably been beaten now. But so let's just say even at 40% is the highest and best ever. But on a season average, when I did this research, it might have been 12 years ago, 36.6. Why are we beating ourselves up on our own ego because we're not closing every single call? Why are we beating ourselves up when your actual average is less than 30% for a professional in a major league sporting organization? They go up to bat and they know every single time that 1 out of 3 times they're going to get a hit at best.
I would love to talk to somebody because this. You know what I really think about? Because you hear this whole thing of this. It's the scarcity mindset, but for them, they know they're getting 2,000 at bats a year. I mean, it's some crazy number of at bats they're getting. I mean, it's just literally it's nuts. If we all had that many, I mean, at some point you can't even remember the no because you got so much more information, so many more opportunities in front of you. You can't even concentrate on Joe over here that said no. Fantastic, boom. You just there's not enough time to think about it.
You know how you get better at everything, though, right? Your practice.
Yeah.
That's what my son tells me, and that's why he's so good at baseball. It's all he does is practice.
Jay, I could probably tell you every time I've lost a listing presentation, some of the ones I've won, it's funny. It's so weird. Like granted, I overanalyze and psychoanalyze. Literally, okay, what did I say there? What did I say there? How did they trigger this? How did they trigger that? So it gets me better for the next time. But I could pinpoint every time. And those guys, George Brett, Ty Cow, I'm sure they knew like which pitcher and what they threw. I'm sure they knew when they grounded back to the pitcher going bleep de bleep. I know what I did.
So years ago, Jay, on what you just said is 5 years ago, an agent that I was doing $1 million transaction with, which was my highest 5 years ago, I said, it was dramatic, and I'm like, when she was in my area, I said, how in the world do you not get involved in the dramatics? And she's like, because I have options. I have 20 transactions at one time every single month, and if one doesn't go through, it's okay. I have 19 more. So although I don't have 20 transactions at once, when I have had 8 at once, I think to myself, or even when I have just one and it's dramatic, I say to myself, this wouldn't be happening if I had options. The only reason that this is dramatic is because I don't have options and I care because it's my only option. And it literally just helps me because, right? It really helped.
100%. And with what Vanessa is get over yourself and learn to embrace failure and humility. So yeah, it's a big thing. And then I'm going to speed up real quick because we got like 10 minutes, but balance. Is your life in balance? There's 8 equities. You guys have probably all heard them and gone over it. Family, friends, social, financial, career, health, spiritual, and mental. Think bigger. How big do you think? If you're not thinking big enough, just add a 0 at the end. You want to make $1 million? Add a 0 to it. It's really big to think bigger. Bam. Boom. Gratitude. Give thanks every day for everything. So this is a question. When was the last time that you were grateful for your fingers, your toes, your eyesight, your smell, your taste? When was the last time you're grateful for, your friends or your family, your spouse? The interesting thing that I've learned in life is that everything that is most important to me is free. Anything that can be purchased is actually meaningless because I can replace it. But can I replace any one of you? No. If I do something to abuse a relationship and I'd never see you again, I could never replace you. I could never replace a person. I lose a finger, unfortunately, it won't grow back. I lose an eye, it won't grow back. So just kind of little mindset on what are we grateful for.
I'm doing a video of that today. I'm stealing that right now, and I'm going to say, by the way, if you realize you're grateful for everything that I'm grateful for is free. So thank you.
It's perfect for this week. What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? Yeah. Discipline. Why is it important? Why is discipline important? Again, here we go for perceptions.
Because consistency is key.
That's awesome. Larissa, I know you have something. You almost spoke twice. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
I think it makes your life easier. In like if you discipline to to put your stuff together, discipline to make it just make your life easier. I think.
So does this make any sense? Discipline creates freedom.
Yeah, it does.
Why is that?
Well, because if you're an retirement guy, it's the same like I am too. You know that if you get your stuff done, you've got mounds and mounds of free time. It's when you don't get your stuff done, it starts churning and the rat starts spinning on the wheel that you've lost all your. Now you come back with is I'm busy, I have so much to do, and you start freaking out. Get your stuff done, Kevin. That's a home run right there, buddy.
Can I ask a question? Would you disciplined and organized? Do you feel it's the same to be disciplined and to be organized, or it's two different things?
It's a discipline to be organized.
And Larissa, you like two things, and I say that's two things.
Exactly.
Organization is, where every pen is. You got your pads of paper right here. You got all your stuff. That's organized. Discipline is I will do this every day at 7 a.m. That's discipline.
Yeah.
But organize help you with the discipline.
You have to be disciplined to be organized.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yep, exactly.
Or you have to set a time to be organized.
Again, having that discipline to do it at a certain time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, you said that.
Yeah. No. It's absolutely perfect. But the having the schedule and being very disciplined with your finances is huge. One thing that Steve mentioned, if you remember that old commercial, I mean, this goes way back. Army, be all you can be. And then what was the Army's motto? We get more done by 10 a.m. than the average person gets done all day.
I use that one today still. Today, to this day.
Yeah. So the question is ask yourself, by 10 a.m., have you done more than the average agent would do in the whole day? Visualization. Why are we supposed to be or what are we supposed to be focused on? Who do you want to become in 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years? And this is the exercise I'd like you to do is who you ultimately want to become. The day you leave this earth, who is it that you want to be? Who is it that you wanted to be transformed into? How do you want people to remember you? Who is that ultimate person? And what is it going to take for you to get there on a daily basis?
That's pretty powerful.
Kind of a little bit deep, huh? Kind of a little bit on our call this morning, but a little bit.
Exactly.
Exactly. A little bit further. So we got 4.
You know, in 20 years, I'm going to be 92 years old. So you know what? I mean, I hope I'm still here. 20 years is a little bit further out, too far out for me.
It's all up to you. You know, do you have a life goal of what, you know, my goal is to become, you know, to live to be 100. So do you have, you know, what's your perception on that? What is your life goal? We've got 4 minutes left. So belief. What magically happens when you actually believe in something?
Happens.
Someone said it happens.
Happens. I did.
Yeah. What else? What happens?
I feel like if you believe in something that I don't know, for lack of a better word, the universe is gonna help you get whatever it is. Whatever you is that what you're asking or not? I might not be on the right path there.
No, 100%. There's no wrong answer, and that's the great thing about a mastermind group call. As long as it's positive, there's no wrong answer.
That's true.
Belief gives you confidence. When you truly believe in something, you're more confident.
Uh-huh.
It gives you your why. It drives you.
It's your moral compass too, I think. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, that's her belief. So
you know what the thing that I believe
Yeah.
in is my moral compass. Is what I'm saying. Like it's my, it might be how I govern, how I act about things. Okay. Is that what? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So going back to there's no wrong answer. It's just everybody has a different perception, but it's good to hear everybody else's perception based upon where they're at and where they've been in their life and where they're going. So, once you believe, anything is possible. Once you believe, anything is possible. And affirmations will help solidify that. Last thing, real quick, we've got 2 minutes opportunity. What does it look like? What does opportunity look like to you? Where are they? Where do you find them? How do they find you? What do they look like?
Be outside.
Okay, so
and meet people.
Okay, so opportunity is outside for Larissa. What about anybody else?
I think opportunity is everywhere. You just have to have your eyes open to receive it.
Okay, great. So what I've learned in my short lifetime is opportunity never looks like it should look like or what I think it's going to look like. I always perceive opportunity like I'm going after something. I think it should appear in my life like this. And what I've learned more times than not is opportunity comes to me in a problem. Opportunity comes to me in something that I will look at and go, wow, that's a huge, problem, or that's a huge, thing that I've got to tackle. And if I just go, well, I don't want to deal with that right now, I'm missing out on the opportunity because 9 times out of 10, I could turn that around into something different. Anger. When we have anger or any other emotional tie to something, a lot of times we miss the opportunity. And what, if you had to think, would be the number one thing that would attract opportunity?
Say the number one thing that would affect your
PMA, positive mental attitude, would be the PMA, positive mental attitude would be the number one thing that would attract opportunity. So, and I actually ended right at 7 a.m.
Good job, Kev.
So
That was awesome.
So
good.
not bad for putting it together like at 10 o'clock last night or whatever it was.
Thank you.
And
It was great. Gosh darn it, lots so much to think about.
and then what I'll do is I wrote a book last year called Mindset Now. I'll send you I've got like a promo for like the first chapter or what have you. I'll send that out to the group, and then it has affirmations and stuff like that as well. So it covers almost everything that we covered today. So that's actually where I drew most of the information.
Oh, great! Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Vanessa, back to you.
All right, awesome. So thank you so much for doing that for last minute.